Hello, my name is Gary Schotten. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you will listen to more than one. I hope you're in a position to apply these teachings. And today I'm going to talk about the next generation. And I've been in some 40 countries around the world and in many cities in the United States and inside many businesses. And the kind of target that we're wanting to affect is normally a family-owned business. Not always, but many times it's a family-owned business. And many times there's the husband, and then there's wife, and then there's 2, 3, 4, 5 kids that somehow are helping in the business. So inevitably we come into the question, what happens in the next generation with your business? Now, you're going to have to decide the details. I'm just going to share some of my experience and hope you can gain from it and come up with your own conclusion, okay? Now, it's fair to say that I was raised in that situation. My dad started from scratch with a tractor farming other people's land, and over a period of 20 years then started buying land after 20 years, and after 40 years of farming in the state of Colorado, had a substantial, very respectable, and you would be envious of the amount of acres we farmed and the number of cattle we had as a family. But Dad was the boss, and that's fine. But there's 5 of us kids. And fortunately for me, when it came time to me to go to college, that was a given, whether I carried on in the farming or not. I graduated from college, and I knew my parents were anticipating me to come back and be a part of the farm operation, even though I went to engineering school. But here's the fortunate thing. It happened to be one of these slides in the economy. And my dad's not an emotional dad. He's not one that was all kissy and huggy, and we didn't cry over things. In fact, in probably all of my life, I've only seen 2 times a small tear would come and formed and ran down to about there on his cheek. That's about as emotional as my dad ever got. Here was one of those times. I'm graduating from college, and the economy and the farming and ranching business went to the bottom. It dived to the end. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to pull it out or if he was going to go bankrupt. So he said, Gary, you better pursue other avenues because I don't even know if there's going to be a farm. After we went on my other direction, I'm off. I'm not going to be the next generation, and frankly, that wasn't a fit for me. My kids, okay? So I have, they're from ages 6 to when they're 25, in that range. I own a trucking company with moving and storage business. We're moving furniture. It's an ugly job. It's an ugly business. They help me. They move furniture, sweaty, packing. You know what they all said? They were up front. I am not going to continue in your business, Dad. Forget it. We knew that up front. Fine. For me, the business is just an object. I don't fall in love with the business. Now, I own a machine shop. I've owned it 10 years. Fortunately, my children are all out of house, out of under my protection, out of under my involvement for more than 15 years now. They've already gone on their own course. They are all doing well on their own business. They're not interested in following in Dad's shoes. That's fine. But you're maybe in a different situation. Because many times the parents are pressuring, anticipating, talking, pushing their kids to stay in the same business, the same calling as Dad and Mom. They've built this empire. Why wouldn't you take over? I'm telling you that could be a big mistake. It could be the right thing, but you got to look past that. You've got to decide, is this what is best for my family? Is this the calling my child's in? I hope my friend Mark, he will probably do one of these videos, so I'm going to tell a little of his story, and you'll never know what happened. But his dad, I knew his dad. He was in the insurance business. He passed away quite prematurely about 10 years ago. 3 boys. He testified and told me that all 3 boys were anticipated, and I'll use the word pushed, to take over the insurance business, to be in the insurance business. One of those 3 never, ever wanted. He wanted to be a coach, and right now he's coaching at a high school or college level, just what he wanted to do. This same person, I call him Mark, I hope you hear from him. He's done a wonderful job, way better job than I ever did in having his kids take these profile tests, multiple profile tests. And he's letting them experiencing and experimenting to find out, what do you want to do? Do you like cooking? Do you like sports? What are you good at? That's where we want to let our kids go in the next generation. Not press them, push them, force them, manipulate them, that the only thing they can do is follow Dad in his footsteps. It's not a healthy thing. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to die sometime. They're going to sell this thing anyway, about a year after you're dead anyway. So why are you pushing so far hard? If they don't want to do it, let them be their own identity. Let them pursue. And of course, if they're interested in it and it's something that's logical, one of my other friends let his kids go out and find the real world and found out it wasn't quite so good out there, and they happened to have a plumbing business in town. And when that individual came back, the son came back, he was excited to be working at Dad's business. It became his business. I hope this has helped. You might forward this to someone that this applies to. In general, we hope to help business around the world. We hope that you would share these videos. That's the only advertisement we have, is you sharing to other people that this was helpful. Hope it was. Thank you.